Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 8, Chapter 19. The Revelation, Part 1 of 3. You are engaged in discovering solutions to problems, arguments to overcome doubts, means to prevent new problems and fresh doubts from arising. Such exercises, which all conferences relish, cannot help successful navigation across the sea of spiritual endeavor. These are but frail contrivances, these discussions, resolutions, speeches and regulations. The world is much too stormy and agitated to be quietened by these. This is the time for cool, calm contemplation, not quick, passionate speculation and hasty decision. You need to contemplate once again on the eternal lessons laid down by the sages of India's past, lessons that have been neglected and cynically forgotten in recent years. The suggestions and solutions that come out of the discussions today are all good, so far as they go. But how can a person who cannot himself swim teach others the art? How can one whose granary is empty pour out in charity? Acquire the wealth of devotion, fortitude, and peace before venturing to advise others how to acquire them. Bharat, India, has suffered slights and disregard as a result of a spate of teachers who have not cared to practice what they teach. I know you have the enthusiasm to carry my message among the people of this country and other countries. Let me remind you that the best and only successful way in which you can do it is to translate the message into your own lives. Your thoughts, words, and deeds must be saturated with the message. Then they will spread effortlessly and efficiently, and the face of the world will be transformed. Namasmarana, the only hope for man in this age. The presidents, vice presidents, and secretaries of Sathya Sai organizations from all over the world are here. You are officers of the Sai army. How can you lead soldiers into the fray when you are not aware of the intricacies of warfare? When you are yourselves inefficient instruments, you can attempt to lead others only after practicing the disciplines to perfection. This is not true of all fields of human activity. Ananda, bliss, and Prashanti, supreme peace, have to be acquired first by you, and then can be communicated to others. Teachers in schools have themselves to be examples of what they require the pupils to be. Men in authority who exhort others to follow the paths of love and cooperation have themselves to practice those virtues. The people are now not willing to be led. The leaders have no capacity to lead. Progress is the result of mutual trust between the leaders and the led. The unrest that is rampant now in all sections of the people, everywhere, is due to the irresponsibility of parents, teachers, administrators, and leaders, as well as of those who hunger to benefit from them. Namasmarana is one of the basic disciplines to which this conference is paying great attention. The scriptures say that in this age of materialism, it is the one hope for man. Tukaram sang of the Nama Ratana, the precious gem, the name, so you should not brush aside the name as a piece of glass or a pebble. Man is using a gem to play marbles on the road. There was once a boy who picked up a precious gem, bright and round, and used it for playing marbles on the road with his comrades. A merchant dealing in precious stones chanced to pass along the road. When his discerning eye fell on the gem, he approached the boy, took him aside, and offered to pay him 50 rupees in exchange. If the boy knew the value of 50 rupees, he would have known the value of the gem. He went to his mother and told her that a stranger had tempted him with 50 rupees in return for the marble he played with. She was surprised that it was so costly, and she said, "Do not go out of the compound with it. Play in the garden with your friends." When the value was revealed, limits were set. The merchant had no sleep that night. He was planning to secure the gem from those simple folk so that he could sell it at a huge profit to some millionaire or Maharaj. He discovered the house of the boy and moved up and down that road, hoping to see the boy. When he saw the boy play with it as if it was a cheap marble, his heart was wrung in agony. He spoke to the boy, asking for the gem in exchange for 100 rupees and again for 500 rupees. The boy ran into the house in tears, complaining about the stranger who will not let him alone. The mother came out into the garden and begged the merchant to go away. The merchant grasped the chance. He told the mother that he was ready to give 1,000 rupees on the spot if the marble was placed in his hand. On hearing this, she forbade the child to play with it outside. He could play only inside the house within the rooms. The merchant could not be shooed off like that. He appeared the next day in front of the house. He held out 10,000 rupees as his offer for the marble. The mother refused to part with it, but kept it now in an iron safe under lock and key. When the merchant came in the next day with 50,000 rupees, she took it to a bank and deposited it in their safety vaults. You are unaware of the value of the name of God. You are also playing marbles with the name of God, unaware of its value. Once you realize its worth, you will keep it in your heart of hearts as the most precious treasure. Know that the divine name is the key to success in your search for consolation, confidence, courage, illumination, and liberation. Another illustration can be given from the ancient texts. On one occasion, a competition was arranged among the gods for selecting the leader of the Ganas, troops of demigods who are the attendants of Shiva. Participants had to go around the world quick and come back to the feet of Lord Shiva. The gods started off on their own vehicles. The younger son of Shiva also enthusiastically entered the competition. He had an elephantine head. His vehicle was a mouse. Therefore, his progress was severely handicapped. He had not proceeded far when Narada appeared before him and asked him, "Whither are you bound?" The son was very much annoyed. He fell into a rage, for what happened was a bad omen, doubly unpropitious for those going on a journey. It is inauspicious if the first person you come across when you are on a journey is a lone Brahmin. Though the foremost among the Brahmins, He was the son of Brahma himself. Narada was a bad omen. Again, it is a bad omen if someone asks you, "Whither are you bound?" when you are going somewhere. Narada put him that very question. Nevertheless, Narada was able to assuage his anger. The name from which the universe has emanated. Narada drew forth from Shiva's son the sadness of his predicament and his desire to win. Narada consoled him, exhorted him not to yield to despair, and advised him thus: Rama, the name, is the seed from which the gigantic tree called the universe has emanated. So write the name on the ground, go around it once, and hurry back to Shiva, claiming the prize. He did so and returned to his father. When asked how he returned so soon, he related the story of Narada and his advice. Shiva appreciated the validity of Narada's counsel. The prize was awarded to the son, who was acclaimed as Ganapati, master of the Ganas, and Vinayaka, leader of all. The name undoubtedly brings in the grace of God. Mirabai, the queen of Rajasthan, gave up status and riches, fortune and family, and dedicated herself to the adoration of the Lord Giridhara Gopala. Her husband brought a chalice of poison, and she was ordered to drink it. She uttered the name of Krishna while she drank it. It was transformed into nectar by the grace the divine name evoked. Kirtan is the word used for the recital or singing of the name and glory of the God. Sankirtan means reciting or singing well or aloud and with joy or in ecstasy. We can distinguish 4 different forms of Nama Sankirtan: Bhava, mood-filled, Nama Sankirtan; Guna, divine quality-oriented Nama Sankirtan; Leela, divine miracle-related Nama Sankirtan; and Shriya Nama Sankirtan. Bhava Nama Sankirtan is the name given to recitals where the name is sung with one or other bhava, emotional or mental attitude towards God. End of part 1 of 3. World Conference of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations, Bombay, May 17, 1968.